Bye. See you, Danny. Good luck.
Man, that was way more than a half-mile hike back to our ship.
Yeah, dude. I could really use some dang water.
Water? I hardly know her.
Oh, hey guys. How are you? Do you have a minute?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yo?
Hello, my name's Tom. I'm out here in this space parking lot handing out flyers for this cool attraction. It's called Alien... Pardon me, but who is this magnificent being?
Oh, him? Oh, that's just our, sentient water cooler robot. We call him Cooler Bot.
Ice to meet you.
You're beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. I must paint you, Coolerbot.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Come back to my studio with me. This portrait will be my masterpiece. I think I shall use watercolor.
Welcome to Crew Expendable. I am a guy who really misses playing laser tag, Hallstrom.
I am total reality enjoyer Rohrbacher.
And we got a guest with us today.
You damn right we do.
Hello.
Hey,
and I am Tom, survived the alien war and didn't even get a lousy t-shirt, Dorrington.
I'm standing up and saluting in your honor as a veteran of the alien war.
Thank
fantastic.
you so much.
Collectively, we are just a bunch of tourists standing in a long line for an attraction based on the alien universe.
The most flawless one yet.
Absolutely.
You know, when inspiration strikes. Tom, how is it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Thank you for inviting me onto your amazing show.
Yeah, man, we're really looking forward to having you on. People out there may know the name Tom. We've talked about you a lot. You have provided us with some really fantastic artwork for various things.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Our YouTube channel backgrounds, some thumbnails and things we've posted, our Cooler Bot Xenomorph hybrid drawing that is our avatar on Threads, I believe, maybe on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
It is on Blue Sky, yeah.
There's something I have noticed as well, and it frustrates me every time I see it. When I see it, there's a part of it I've missed out on the colouring, and it's really bugging me. Yeah, so I might have to update that for you at some point. And
you fucked up. You know what? Show's over.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was lovely meeting you anyway.
Well, before you get out of here, the least we can do is let you plug your Instagram.
Oh, yeah. That would be art of Wantes. Yeah, that's me, apparently.
Guys, Tom's got some awesome Xenomorph drawings on there. A lot of other awesome artwork as well. You got some Ninja Turtle stuff on there,
I believe. Ninja Turtles, yeah. I've got some Ninja Turtles. I do have some, I haven't got it up yet, but I've got some Ghostbusters stuff in the works.
Nice.
Yeah, all sorts. And then I've got my own little bit. But yeah, a few other bits in the pipeline as well I've been sitting on.
Kenny's favorite movie, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Kenny.
What's that all baby.
About? What's that all about?
What it's all about is that I was going to say I haven't seen any of the Ghostbusters movies, but that's not true. I have seen Lady Ghostbusters, but that's the only one.
That's even worse. What's that all about?
That's the only one.
Oh, yeah, I might just have to go.
I saw that one in theaters. I thought it was pretty good, but I haven't watched it since then. Nor have I watched any of the Ghostbusters movies since then, honestly. So
it scarred you that bad, did it?
Didn't really. No, it didn't scar me. I'm just not a big. I don't know. Maybe there was a period of time where I was watching Ghostbusters 1 and 2 a lot, and I think I just sort of got everything I needed to get out of Ghostbusters from those movies.
I think I've seen the second one the most because that was the one, the first film I ever saw in the cinema, actually. So nice. I think that's where my affinity for Ghostbusters comes from.
I don't remember the first movie I saw in theaters. I think it was probably like Beauty and the Beast or something like that. But I have a distinct memory of seeing The Pelican Brief in theaters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because clearly my parents couldn't find a babysitter,
I got you. I don't remember what mine was. I do remember, though, in 93 when Jurassic Park came out, I really wanted to go see it, but my parents were worried that I was a little young for it. So they went and took my older brother with me. or with them. And then when they came back from the movie, my dad was like, yeah, it was fine. You could have come. And I was like, dang.
It was like a guinea pig.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, to be fair, that was a terrifying film, though, in all honesty.
Especially if you're a lawyer sitting on a toilet.
That's right.
Yeah, there is that. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
I think Jurassic Park scared me when I was watching it. I watched it at home on VHS. I think I was a little. I was scared of a lot of stuff as a kid. And if anyone who just recently watched our Alien Isolation DLC stream, scared of a lot of stuff as an adult too.
I just watched this not so long, just the other day actually. I watched that, and as I said to you on the chat, I got great pleasure in watching your eyes just light up every time you heard stomp.
God. I don't remember if I said it on the stream or not, but like the night before, I just wanted to make sure all the gear was set up for streaming correctly, make sure the game was installed and updated and everything. And I was like, you know what? I should just test the waters a little bit, get re-familiar with the controls and everything so I don't look like a total jackass. So I started playing the Crew Expendable DLC. And the first time that Xenomorph grabbed me like out of a vent and killed me, I jumped out of my chair and I turned the console off.
It's genuinely a terrifying game. It actually. I've just, I think it was last week, I've just completed it for the first time, 10 years in the making.
Nice.
But, and simply because you get to a part and you just, I can't do this anymore. I can't, like, my blood pressure is through the roof. But I was determined. I had to do it. And then everything with Romulus coming up and reading into Charybdis. Is that the way you pronounce it? Charybdis?
Charybdis, I think. I feel like I looked it up once, but people know I mispronounce things all the time. So
well, now you're not the only one apparently. But yeah, getting just immersing myself in it, and I was like, I got to give this game another go, and I'm glad I did because there is such a sense of accomplishment when you complete that game. It's nice. Brilliant. It's really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really jonesing to get in there. Kenny and I have been talking a little bit about maybe just doing that game as an ongoing series as opposed to just like waiting. Because, we've done the novel, right? But doing the game, breaking it up into chunks, kind of stealing a concept from the Play Along podcast.
Oh, well, now that I know you got it from something, I don't want to do it like that anymore.
I'm pretty sure I told you. I told you. I'm scrolling back at our messages here. I'm pretty sure I said, hey, let's steal their format.
And I'm pretty sure that I'm pretending you didn't so that I have a bit that I can do on the show right now.
Yeah, I just want it on public notice that, yes, we are ripping off somebody else's idea if we do it that way. So
I played none the wiser. I looked the other way. I didn't hear any of that.
All right, good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what this episode is about. This is something a little different than we normally do because we're going to talk about an alien experience that Kenny and I have never and will never be able to experience. Which is the only reason you're here, Tom.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no way in hell we'd have you on a podcast.
Throw me in the bin after this is done. It's fine.
We're going to talk about the live sort of haunted maze attraction Alien War that debuted in 1993? 92. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something that never made it over here to the United States.
No, I've not seen anything that suggests otherwise. But I mean, I always thought that was kind of weird. But then the more I thought about it, I realised that the first 3 films were filmed in London, if I'm not mistaken. They were at Pinewood Studios.
Yes.
So I kind of guessed that we had, when I say we, like I was part of it, but like down here, we had access to these kind of the props and stuff because from what I've heard or read or whatever, that some of the eggs and the pulse rifles and whatnot that were used in this exhibit, they were actually from the film, which is
there were quite a few props from the movies that were used in this exhibit, including a model of the Narcissus, a Hudson costume, a sentry gun. Hell yeah, I love a sentry gun. Flamethrowers, pulse rifles. I do believe the pulse rifles were sort of rebuilt by the company, Bapty and Company, who did the original ones. They were sort of modified versions. legs from the torn apart bishop dummy. Alien drone heads, amongst other things. Yeah, some prop collectors, I believe. I believe it was John Gorman had quite a few of these props. There are a couple other people listed in this article whose names escape me. They provided a lot of like actual, like I think this began as sort of an exhibition of props, and then our guy Gary Gillies got together with John Gorman and was like, "Hey,
I'm so glad you said that name because I could not figure out that surname for the life of me."
Gillies, we're going for it.
Gillies.
Sure,
We
it
could be
works for
wrong.
me.
I don't care. Yeah, they got together and they were like, "Hey, how about instead of just making a gallery of props, we make an interactive experience that actually puts people in an alien movie, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And John Gorman was like, "Yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, a guy with my name is in the movie, so let's do it."
Very true.
Yep.
Yeah, and they put together this attraction. Debuted a small version of it in Glasgow in 1992.
Yeah.
Sort of traveled around with it, and then set up a permanent version of it, a larger version of it.
The London Trocadero.
Trocadero, yes.
That's right, yeah. The one that I went to was actually the one, so it was in Glasgow, and then it came to Bournemouth, which is where I'm at.
Nice.
And then it went to the Trocadero in London, yeah, and then it kind of cemented itself there. That's right.
The Bournemouth International Center.
That's right. That's where I went. Yeah, it's literally on my doorstep as well.
Yeah, and you're here because you did this thing.
I did this thing. Yeah, I did this thing. Yeah, and I lived to tell the tale.
Somehow.
You want to hear some stories? I got some stories.
Definitely want to hear some stories. We'll talk a little bit about the premise of this thing. I guess the idea is a group of like 10 or so participants would be led through what begins as a tour of a Weyland-Yutani like research facility where they have a bunch of xenomorphs in stasis.
Yeah, so that kind of echoed the face huggers in the tubes.
Sure.
From the second one, obviously, when they're sweeping Hadley's Hope. Yeah, that was, I mean, it was a bit more tidied up. No half-eaten donuts or anything, but yeah.
Oh, man. If only.
Yeah.
You think anyone, like, you know how like in the people go by the Breaking Bad house and throw pizzas on the roof? Do you think anyone ever like walked through just Alien War and just like dropped some
half donuts everywhere
and cigarette butts and things like that?
Yeah.
You know,
lots of mice in cages, that kind of thing. And it's I think there was, if I remember right, see, this is the bit where I can't remember if it was a cryo tube as well. I distinctively remember a cryo tube. Okay. I can't remember if there was like a body in it or something, like a mannequin or something.
Sure.
But yeah, I do believe there was a cryo tube. There was some facehuggers in their tubes and stuff like that. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So as you're being led through this thing by a colonial marine sort of tour guide, I guess, you get into a room where suddenly an alarm goes off, right? And I guess who would have thought this would happen? Some xenomorphs have broken containment.
What are the fucking chances?
And shit hit the fan.
And you guys have to escape, right?
Yeah, so like again, you'll have to like it was, I was like, what was I, 11 at this time. God, so it's a lot of drinking abuse to kind of get past the emotional scars of this thing. Like,
you started at 11.
Yeah it was a tough ride, man. It was tough. But yeah, so I think you're in this room and you're with all this, the cryotube and the facehuggers and whatnot. And then, the alarms go off, like you say, and a colonial marine just bursts in, plays the scene perfectly, amps up the tension. And we've got, the whole, we have a situation, follow us.
Classic scenario. Come with me. Did they say come with me if you want to live? And then get a cease and desist from whoever owns Terminator. United Artists? I don't know. I don't even know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either.
God damn it. This thing sounds so fun and so fucking terrifying, honestly.
It was like, do you know, the mad thing is I mean, have you seen the videos from it?
Yes.
How young is everyone going through this thing? Like,
Yeah.
why do the parents hate their children so much?
Just
That
a
they
bunch
go,
of unaccompanied minors.
yeah, do
Sort
you know
of-
what? You need some emotional scarring. You're going through this thing. You're
yeah.
coming out a man, and then yeah, it's mental how young. I mean, like I say, I was like 11, so I was still, you know,
Sure.
quite young. And like yeah,
I
it's
have
just crazy.
I have memories from being around that age, going to I think it was still called Disney MGM Studios, not Disney Hollywood Studios, in Orlando, Florida, on the Great Movie Ride, which was like it was just like you sit in a tram car and someone's taking you through, right, and you're kind of like seeing like animatronic recreations of various famous movies. I know there's an Indiana Jones part, I believe. I think it might be a different sort of, I don't know, if like Romancing the Stone or something. Who knows? I don't remember all of the segments, but I remember the Alien segment where you see like animatronic Ripley, and this is Alien, like from the first film, in my head, she's got the cat carrier and she's got the flamethrower as you're going through the Nostromo as the alarms are going off and the self-destruct sequence has been initiated. And like various points, a xenomorph animatronic will like pop out of the wall or like pop down from the grate above you on the ride.
That's cool.
And you're just sitting in a car with these robots, just like poorly articulated robots, just sort of popping out. And I remember being scared shitless of that as a kid. Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can't imagine a situation like this because, like, yeah, we watched a number of videos. There's a lot of like press coverage of this thing. And a lot of those videos are uploaded to YouTube. I'm going to link the ones that we watched in the episode description so people can check this out for themselves. I'm sorry I can't credit the uploader off the top of my head, but if I open that tab, it's going to start playing noise into the podcast recording. So
I've got it right here.
yeah.
I believe they are uploaded by the Geo71.
Hell yeah. Yeah, they uploaded like 7 clips of like various media coverage that had a lot of, you know, interviewing the creator, and a lot of shots of inside this thing. People are like running out of these doors, you know, they're like slamming into each other and stuff. Like this was a rough looking experience. There's, you know,
yeah, it was real.
like I'm glad it was small group sizes because I could see someone getting trampled, you know. Like,
well, I mean, there's if you go on some of the message boards, like on the Reddit message boards and stuff,
yeah,
there's loads of stories from people that go, oh yeah, I went to it, I got kicked out because I punched one of the aliens. I got kicked out because I pushed someone in my way out of fear of saving my own life, kind of thing. So
Jesus.
yeah, so like you say, this thing, you're just immersed. Like that's what I can remember from it is just like for the brief, I mean, I can't really remember how long it went on, but it wasn't very long, but you're just in it. It was so well crafted that you went from a lobby in, you know, the Bournemouth International Centre, and then 2 seconds later I don't think that it had a designated ship name or anything, but yeah, it was very real, very cool.
The USS Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think it's a 20-minute show. They kept saying that in the promo videos, and in the promotional poster for this thing says it's the longest 20 minutes of your life, which is just a rad as hell marketing.
Yeah,
slogan,
that's
right?
a great fucking tagline.
That's really good.
Well, I guess it depends how fast you can run.
Sure, yeah. Maybe you get left behind, right?
Mm.
So there's some interesting things listed here in terms of this experience. They sort of lead you into these different rooms. They lead you into a room that kind of looks like a drop ship, and then like you're just in there for a while as your Marine guard is like at the door trying to hold back the xenomorphs from coming at you.
Yeah.
There's a part, I guess, near the end. I want to know. I want to hear more specifics about your memories, but I want to ask this question first. Apparently, each tour group would have a plant in it.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
did this happen?
Yeah, this is that just made it even more kind of like real, because there's every 10, there's, well, only 9 of you are there for the experience. There's that one person who is part of the experience, and
Sure.
I think you get pushed up against the wall, or it might be going into the dropship actually.
Okay.
And then as you're going in, you hear the scream, and you look round, and one of them, it's the Queen, I think. There's a big hand comes and grabs this person and just scoops them off, and you're like,
"Oh my god,
what?" like, I was just holding that person's hand, like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, yeah, it was crazy, and like I say, that just added to it, because now you're just like, oh my god, they're actually picking us off now one by one.
Nobody's safe, right?
Nobody's safe. No, I mean, again, on there are stories of people that got grabbed by the alien. Like, obviously they can't drag you away anywhere, but yeah, there was, they were grabbing you. They weren't like leaving you alone and just jumping out of the wall and going boo. Like, they were grabbing you. It was very real, very real. I'm sure it actually happened. I don't think it was a thing. I think it actually happened.
Yeah, that would creep the shit out of me, right? Like, not to bring up the Great Movie Ride again, but there's like a scene in that where, like, whatever the Indiana Jones segment is, you get to like this idol, right? Like this big, treasure on a podium with, sort of in these ancient ruins, and your tour guide that you've had through this whole ride is like, hey, look at that. I'm going to go steal that treasure. And they go up, and then there's like a burst of steam, and they just and then like they drop through the floor and are replaced by like a skeletonized version of them.
Oh no, they got melted.
Yeah. And then another tour guide comes out, and they're like, hey, don't really know what just happened, but I'll be taking over the tour from here.
With a mop and bucket.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is the Great Movie Ride is a worse version of this alien experience. It sounds like.
To me, it sounds pretty awesome. Mainly because we don't really get that kind of thing down here. Like,
no, but you got this. We
did get this. Yeah. So unlucky.
The closest thing we get is like Halloween Horror Nights, where like, no one's allowed to grab you, and I guess there's like independent like haunted houses and things that are supposed to be like so terrifying that you have to like sign a waiver. I've never done any of that stuff because
nope.
I don't know. I think I would, but I just haven't. But like, you get your like Halloween Horror Nights. They get like a Halloween, movie franchise themed haunted house, and you get to see what it's like to be like going through Haddonfield chased by Michael Myers, or walking through Crystal Lake when, Jason's after you. Like, those things are fun. I don't think they've ever done anything like Alien or Aliens related, and I've always wanted them to. Right?
They should, though. It doesn't it just seem really obvious to you that they should do that? Like,
yeah, man. I mean, this Alien War experience is exactly what like I dreamed of as a kid. Like, this was definitely something me and my friends, or me and my brother and his friends, were talking about. Like, how cool would that be? Because we're all playing aliens anyways. If we went to like laser tag or whatever, right? You're putting on like the laser tag vest. You're absolutely like thinking you're a colonial marine. And I know this isn't laser tag, but it reminded me of laser tag. And there was a lot of discussion from the creator of this, who's like, it's not lasers, it's not phasers, it's total reality, But
they when they settled in Trocadero, they developed this technology or something I was reading about. So I never went to the Trocadero one, so it was slightly different. But they had this technology or something that they put in the pulse rifles, so that it had like that kind of laser pointing technology in it, and where it went, it made the shock blast or something like that. I didn't really read too much into it, but
something about cool. Like they placed like speakers that would like connect with like radio waves to this. So, and then the guns had like a strobe light to like imitate the muzzle flash.
Yeah, that's
and it would
right.
Like,
yeah.
And it would like set off these sound effects and things around to make it sound like the gunfire was.
See, that's pretty cool.
And the impacts were happening in different places.
Isn't that like pretty much the same technology that Duck Hunt used?
I think honestly, in early versions they were. I don't mean this at all. I said honestly.
Are you suggesting they should make a Duck Hunt version of this Alien War?
I'm not, but now that you said that would be funny.
They were actually using the Sega Menacer as a prototype.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, or a Super Nintendo. What was it called? The Super Scope 6.
Oh, the big cannon thing.
Yeah,
I had one of them. They were awesome.
Did you let your friends play with it? Because all of my friends who had those never let me play with them.
I think I did. Because I used to live next door to a couple of kids, and they used to come over and play. Either it was mine or my brother's. I can't remember, but yeah, we definitely had one.
Play the Terminator 2 arcade game.
I don't think. No, I think it was exclusively Duck Hunt.
Oh, just the old.
No, there was a Mario one. There was like a Yoshi one. Like a Yoshi kept bouncing out, and you had to shoot the eggs he shot or something like that.
Oh, wild! I have no idea.
Childhood memory unlocked.
Should have gotten that. Should have gotten that Terminator 2 arcade game.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself now.
And talk about dumping quarters into a machine. That game is brutal.
Mm.
So this Alien War, it was open from what in its permanent location from 1993 until 1996 when a bunch of pipes burst and flooded the attraction.
Yeah,
that sucks. And then they just
really does.
And when they tried to make the insurance claim for like lost revenue and damage and everything, the insurance company filed for bankruptcy, and they just weren't able to recoup their money.
It's sad, isn't it?
That really sucks. But
and they got Sigourney Weaver down to open this thing as well, man. How
they
cool
did,
is that?
Yeah. There's promotional photos, like there's promotional footage of Sigourney Weaver for the opening of the London location at the premiere, talking to the cameras, and she's literally saying things like, I've been in all the movies. I've never been this terrified. You know,
I think there's one where they show her coming out of it. So when you the other brilliant part about this thing was it didn't just finish. You didn't just like, oh, that was that, and right. Off you go. The exit went out onto a street, so you would run out of the building absolutely falling out of your ass, and then there would be bystanders everywhere just looking at you like,
oh man,
what's that all about? I think there was some footage or something of Sigourney Weaver like coming out of it, and you can see you're like, you're Ripley though, man, come on, like,
yeah, man, but this is total reality,
Total reality.
Yeah. So yeah. So there's a promotional photo here on the Xenopedia article of Lance Henriksen and Sigourney Weaver at the opening with Danny Webb and Ralph Brown, who were in Alien 3, because this was, I guess, opening around the time Alien 3 had been released.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 92, is that right? Alien 3? 92?
Yeah, I think so.
Alien 3 was 93.
93. So with the London opening.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of Alien 3 footage in the promotional stuff for this.
There sure was.
And like, it just left me thinking like, damn, I kind of want to watch Alien 3 again. This movie's pretty fucking good.
There's never a bad time to watch Alien 3. In my opinion, it's the most misunderstood of the original 3. I love that film. I love it.
Listeners, so that all 3 people on the show right now are big Alien 3 defenders. So
yes. Hey yo. I was sleeping on it for a long time, as I admitted on the podcast. And when we watched the theatrical cut with Josh from the Combat Time podcast, I was like, damn, this is good. Why have I been sleeping on this one? And like, now it's the one that I probably think about it the most outside of the original.
Yeah, it's got that kind of, it does have a bit of thought-provoking to it. There is, you kind of walk away from it and you go, oh, I need to watch that again. Like, yeah, I love that film. It was my introduction into the series, so there's that kind of, that extra layer of love for it. But I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
It's definitely got a lot of undeserved hate for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And the assembly cut is also good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
After this Alien War thing shut down in 1996, they did a few like short returns in 99 and 2000 at the Scottish Exhibition and Conference Center in Glasgow in a modified form. My understanding is it was extremely modified. It was just like basically an interactive exhibit, not like a full 20 minute like show where you're guided through. It was more like you walk through a set that has all of these original props sort of arranged, and some xenomorphs are like popping out at you on occasion. It didn't have like the firearms and everything, but that sounds fun to me, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I would love to just be in a room with some of these original props,
Oh, 100%.
I feel like I've seen some somewhere. Like I've definitely seen, I remember Planet Hollywood at Universal Studios in Orlando again. hanging from the ceiling. Was it Universal? It doesn't matter. It was either Universal or it was at Disney. I don't remember where Planet Hollywood is. Hanging from the ceiling was a model of the Queen Xenomorph and the power loader with a Ripley mannequin in it, like locked in battle.
Oh, that's cool.
Suspended from the scene. And my little boy mine was going crazy at that.
That's cool. Yeah, that sounds dope.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some other props in some other exhibits, but I don't know like the authenticity of any of them, you know, but like to know that like these collectors got together and were putting like actual like screen used, you know, ovomorphs and things like that in these sets, that's just rad as hell.
I think they had I remember there being the eggs in the Alien War. I think they were screen used.
Yes.
They were really cool. And they were underneath you. You had this see-through grating that you had to run over. And then there's all these eggs underneath you. That was probably when my legs went the most. That was not fun. No.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Because the tour takes you like into an egg chamber where you get face to face with the Queen. Did they have that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think her head or anything was it had any motion to it. I think it was kind of like on a wall, but there was the beauty of it is it was so dark, as it should be.
Yeah,
there was so much smoke and a lot of strobe lighting going on, so your imagination moved it for you, if you get my meaning. Like,
I get
in
you.
my head, from my memory, that thing was roaring and it was, you know, shaking its head at me and all sorts. But in reality,
were they doing the shit that they still pull in the video games, where like you'll be walking by a wall and like some steam will just shoot out from a
oh
pipe
yeah,
at
that's how
random?
it starts. That's how it starts. It's literally how it starts. When the guy comes into the room and he tells you that, you know, shit's hit the fan, you got to follow me. Pushes you up against the wall, and, you know, scoot down the corridor, and then it goes, the alarm went silent, and then you get the hiss, and then that's it. And then from then on, it's just like go.
Fuck that. Oh my God. I don't like that at all. I don't like when that happens to me in the video games. And it happens in all of the video games.
It sure does.
I don't like that at all, man. God. Ugh.
And you just you stay in that spot forever, just trying to find out what it was that made that noise.
Oh, Jesus.
I know you're there. Yeah. And then another vivid memory is I think it's the first time you see a xenomorph. And I'd like to quickly touch on the xenomorph. The costumes were brilliant. I mean, you've seen the costumes from Aliens. It's like a black leotard with just bits, kind of. I think these ones, they were a little bit more detailed as well, which I thought was brilliant. They definitely had the Aliens vibe to them, because if I remember right, they had the weird cresting on the dome.
Okay.
But yeah, there's you see one, I think it's pointed out to you, and it's just a silhouette down the end of a corridor, and you're like, oh, it's just a mannequin or something. And then the lights flicker off and it come back on, and it's closer.
Oh,
and
God.
then they go off and the lights come back and it's closer, and then again, and then it's there, and then Mr. Marine starts shouting, you know, brilliant, utterly brilliant.
Jesus, that is terrifying.
And it was, and again, like I say, I was 11 years old. You know, everyone that I was in there with was the same. I think the eldest person in there was the plant. So, you know, when the only adult of the group is the one that gets taken away.
What a giveaway. It's a whole bunch of like 11 and 12-year-old boys, and then just like one like 43-year-old man. Like, all right. Something's not right about it. They're doing a weird job picking these groups, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, you would get away with it now, no?
They had like a whole, you know, in-house like prop company. Like they got people who worked on the films. They had an in-house workshop headed by Martin Astols to create like all of these different like creature effects and these creature suits and maintain everything. So they like really poured a lot into the production. It wasn't just props they had found at Pinewood Studios and things. Like they were like really recreating things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just say, based on the video footage, to various degrees of success, like the xenomorph costumes did look very cool. The
Mhm.
weapons, you know, they looked like the weapons, but there's like a shot in the video where a guy like cocks the grenade launcher on the M41A pulse rifle, and it sounds like when I cock my Nerf version of it. You know, it's just like plasticky and like, you know, okay. And then like for like the piping and tubing and stuff running down the walls, there sure was a whole lot of like foil dryer duct
Oh
strung
yeah,
up,
yeah,
you know,
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
yeah.
like but you know, I think they put the money into what really mattered, which was like the lighting and effects and stuff.
But that's what, like I say, there's so much strobe lighting and the smoke and all of that kind of. It's not to hide it because it shouldn't be hidden because they put all this work in and it looks great.
Yeah.
But you know, it does kind of help, you know, make it look a little bit better than maybe it would if the lights were on.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought the Marines as well. I think the Marines look really good. You had your typical Vasquez looking one with the red bandana.
Yes, and the sidearm, right, in the video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Vasquez rocks, so of course you have to put Vasquez in there.
Oh,
100%.
true.
Yeah. But yeah, the rest, but they look great. The armor looked great. I mean, you know, yeah, it was just a really good immersive experience.
So I want to hear a little bit more about your specific experience with this, because you told us this story. And I was like, we got to get, and I like Kenny and I, like at the same time, we're like, we got to talk to Tom about this. We got to get Tom on the show for this.
That's true.
Before we had even talked to you about it, we were like, this rules. Tom's done this thing. We got to talk to him.
I think I mentioned it, and then my DMs just lit up.
Yeah, we wasted like zero time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come again? What was that? Like,
because this sounds, this is like exactly what 11-year-old me would have been dying to do, and then I very much would have been terrified going through it, but I absolutely would have loved it at the end.
mm-hmm.
So you mentioned Alien 3 was your first movie.
Yeah.
Right. That's what got you into the series.
Yeah. 100%.
So you must have seen that kind of like right away as this was happening.
Yeah. So my introduction into Aliens was lightning in a bottle. Like I say, my first introduction was Alien 3, and that was through my mum. She rented the movie.
Nice.
And waited for me and my brother to go to bed. But I wandered down because I could hear the noise. I was like, what's she watching? I wanna know.
Yeah.
And I ended up watching it with her, and me and mum, like, I'm completely into Aliens because of my mum, who's probably listening now. So hi, mum.
Hey,
hey.
Mom.
And yeah, she got me into it, and then I think it was like,
sorry about all the harsh language we've been using.
Oh, she's worse. She's worse. But yeah, and then I think it was like it must have been a couple of days later she rented the other two, because obviously there was only the 3 out at the time, and then immediately after that the Kenner toys came out, and I had to have the Kenner toy, and I still have them now. I love my Kenner toys. But yeah, I was completely immersed in Alien at this particular moment in time. Before we went to the Alien War, I was playing Alien 3 on my Sega Game Gear.
Hell yeah.
I love that game. I loved that game.
I've got the Master System version sitting on my shelf behind me right now.
It's amazing how many different versions of that game there are, but they're all kind of the same, but they're all kind of different at the same time. It's really cool. Like,
was the Game Gear one top down? Because I have the Game Boy and the Master System version, or was the Game Gear the side scroller sort of?
Game Gear was a side scroller with the up and down ladders.
Yeah. So basically exactly the same as the Master System, like a stripped down version of the Genesis.
Yeah,
Mega
you go
Drive
around
version.
and you have to save prisoners that are cocooned up to yeah. Maybe not so advanced graphically, but yeah, same concept, yeah. But I was playing that on my way to this Alien War with my Scorpion Alien Kenner toy in my pocket. And
incredible, the Scorpion Alien.
Yeah, 100%. Every listening to your show and talking to other Alien fans, everyone's got that. Oh, I had to get the Scorpion Alien toy because it's the one that looked like the Warrior Alien, right?
It looked like the aliens, the Xenomorphs in Aliens, and like you hit that button like right above its tail, and it pops and explodes.
Yeah, I dare do that with my one now. is
yeah, may not go back together.
Yeah, my snake alien's looking a little bit worse for wear because the rubber's coming off on the tail and whatnot. But
Oh boy,
they're in that glass cabinet that I was telling you about before we. Yeah, I love them. But yeah, I was completely immersed. So when this Alien War thing came down to Bournemouth, I mean, even then it was just like, we have it here. It's not in America. Like, they're the lucky ones. They're the ones that get all this cool stuff, not us. And the fact that it was like a 5-minute bus journey from my house as well. And yeah, I had to do it.
I feel like it's probably Reagan's fault that we didn't get anything like this.
Yeah,
Most things are.
It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm fine with blaming him. He sucked anyway.
Anyway, sorry to get political. So you're 11 years old and your mom's just like taking you into town to like feed you to some xenomorphs.
Yeah, my mum's awesome with that. Like I've already said that when Romulus comes out, she's my date for it. 100%.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like we once a year, I think we try and watch at least one of the movies. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Usually AVP Requiem, right?
Oh, obviously, yeah, the best of the series. Yeah.
The best one. That's right.
Yeah.
I have been dying to watch that movie again recently. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I recently did watch it, and I can't. You're not really missing out on much. Your memory of the movie is probably better than the actual movie.
Oh no! I've watched it recently. Like I've watched it within the past like year. I don't know why I want to watch it again, but I do.
I have that relationship with Alien Resurrection. Like I don't know why I keep watching it. I don't, but I just do. I think it's because when I'm drawing, especially when I'm drawing Xenos,
sure,
I like to have something on in the background, and it's either like dramatic music, like Hans Zimmer, that kind of thing, right, or a film. And Resurrection is the one of the movies that I don't really have to pay that much attention to, or I won't zone into it when I'm supposed to be drawing. Yeah, so I kind of put that one on a lot.
That's honestly what I mean by watch Alien Resurrection or not or Alien versus Predator Requiem. I mean, I want to put that on the TV while I do other stuff.
Yeah, like hammer nails into your eyes or something.
It's a good like background like afternoon watch, and like you can tell when the good stuff is happening because it's going to get louder, and then you can sort of watch those parts and then go back to whatever you were doing.
I quite like the hospital scene in that film. I think. When they're running down the corridor and she gets speared by the Pred and whatnot, like that's pretty cool. Yeah. They get, and the hive actually is probably the best you've seen an alien hive since Aliens.
Yeah, just I
would say
all the rest of the stuff just isn't so good.
No,
the Predator and that's a badass though. I do like the Hunter.
Yeah, he's which one's he? Is it Wolf or is that?
I couldn't tell you the names. This is not a Predator podcast, but I just remember loving. He's just got this. God, fine, I'll fucking handle this myself attitude. Yeah. He's like, all right, I gotta go clean up this mess because
he's essentially a Predator caretaker, isn't he? Really?
He's or like a janitor. Yeah, he's just sweeping up after somebody else's fuck up.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. So, am I remembering correctly? This was like for your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah. Happy birthday. Have some emotional scarring. That was for my birthday. Yeah, and I only went with my brother, but my brother was too young, so I then had to do it by myself. So,
he wasn't even allowed to go in.
No, he was a bit too like they'll let 8-year-olds in, but not 5-year-olds apparently. No,
they'll let 8-year-olds into this thing. Jesus Christ.
We're all emotionally scarred down here, like across this pond. It's horrible.
Man,
get me out. But yeah, So that was a pretty cool birthday party, and I think I got Alien 3 on the Game Gear for my birthday as well. So
that rules. What a good birthday.
Yeah. So
it says here that it was at the Bournemouth Center from July 17th to September 7th of 1993. Do you happen to remember what the date was that you went to go see it on?
Oh yeah, it was actually on my birthday, so it's August 13th.
Oh, it was on your birthday.
Yeah.
Yo, August birthday club. I'm the 20th.
Hey, yo. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I assume you're going to be going to see Romulus for your birthday.
Yes, actually, that
100%.
is my plan, and I don't know. I'll go by myself if I have to. You know, I think I already said that.
You're gonna try and get one of those. I've seen them. But we never get this stuff over here, and
The
I'm so
popcorn.
jealous. The popcorn bucket.
I don't know if I'm going to, honestly. Like, I'm gonna avoid making the jokes about it not being as fuckable as the Dune bucket.
Well, they missed out on the market. Why did they not make the Overmorph, but the Dune
Right.
bucket?
Who knows?
That is more bucket shaped and makes a lot more sense.
Doesn't it just?
But
Right.
I don't think I want either of those things sitting in my room. You know, I don't want either of those things like in my house, because
Yeah,
like
you do.
wherever it is, like at some point, it's gonna. Guys, I'm serious. Like we're joking about trauma and stuff. I really do have, like, I got fucked up when I saw Alien at like 7 or 8 years old. Like, it really did give me nightmares for a long time. And
Don't you find that's kind of like that's what makes it so amazing though? Like you're so
Oh, yeah,
traumatized by this thing, but you're so fascinated by it as well that
definitely, yeah. But it also means I'm not going to buy objects that are close to the size they would be in real life, because
is that
it's
what one of
just
those
too
cool
real.
remote controlled face huggers
Fuck
that Fede's been
no.
showing off?
Are you kidding me? I think I retweeted that on Twitter, and I was like, great, now I know what my nightmares will be like tonight. You know, like that thing. First of all, incredible, looks amazing,
Doesn't it just?
yeah. Love that it's practical. Absolutely love that. But I don't want to be anywhere near it. I don't want that in my house. No.
Would it be cool if, like, when they package it, like, imagine if they market that and then they kind of go, oh, you can buy one too now and take it home with you, and then they put it in like an overmorph shaped box, and then when you open it, it pops out and attacks you and slaps you in the face. Like, happy birthday!
Sign me up. Yes, please give me that.
That'd be great.
Tom, you've got this habit of like sharing a few other. I think it's a few other people have done it too, like life-size ovomorph props you can buy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want those anywhere near me.
I love that stuff, man. I love it. I don't. Yeah. My missus isn't too keen on it. I don't think she's going to be too happy with them in the glass cabinet in the new house. But
right.
Oh well.
You put that cabinet straight across from your bedroom door, so every time she opens the door, it's right there.
That's right.
She might accidentally hit it with the sledgehammer, but it's fine. She's more of a predator woman. She's more into the Preds. So yeah, I mean,
nice.
I guess we can watch AVP together.
Sure, there you go.
Yeah,
the perfect date night movie.
Absolutely, with my Xenomorph popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. With a hole in the bottom, Tom. Come on.
Oh, wait.
All right.
We had to go there.
I made the joke.
My mum's listening, dude.
I apologize to everyone, especially Tom's mom.
Oh, it's fine. Like I said, she's the worst.
All right. So Alien War had a couple of brief sort of reopenings in its lifetime. We talked about it being an exhibit. But there was also, when it was after some number of years, Mr. Gillies, is it Greg Gillies? Scrolling up, Gary Gillies,
GG,
reopened the exhibit as like they call it a national tour. So I guess it moved around to a number of different locations.
Yeah, I think it went to Liverpool at one point. Yeah.
Liverpool and Glasgow. It returned to Glasgow. But this time they didn't have the association with Fox.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they lost it, didn't they?
Yeah, so they changed the name. Somehow they got away with this by changing the name to Alien Wars, plural.
Yeah, they did that whole plural thing, yeah.
Yeah, and they turned the Colonial Marine Guide into just like standard sort of special forces units. And they apparently changed the design of the alien creatures.
Have you seen the design?
Infringe copyrights. I've been looking for those designs.
I have not been able to find any pictures of what the new designs look like.
I do have one. I'll ping it over to you later, but it's pretty cool actually. To be fair, it's not it's its own. It's kind of, you can tell it's based off of Alien, but you can see they're trying to change it up a little bit. I think I quite like it. It's not Alien, but it's it's a really cool creature design. So they kind of take that the rigid crest thing from the warrior aliens, and they kind of that goes all the way down to like the front of the face.
Okay,
it's pretty cool.
They just sort of added some Play-Doh on to make it look a little different.
Yeah, little bit of Play-Doh.
But I would love to see what that looks like, because reading that reminded me of, I don't know if any of this is true. I did not research this, but there was an attraction at once again Disney World in Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom called Alien Encounter, and the lore was it was planned to be an actual alien attraction featuring a xenomorph, but basically it was like a theater, like a round theater. Everyone sits in these seats, and the idea is you're at this the storyline of the attraction is you're at this exhibit, this public demonstration of teleportation technology, right? We're going to teleport someone from the moon or Mars or something to Earth, right? And it's this little alien creature. They're gonna, like, this cute little alien creature, right? And somehow the signal, like as they're teleporting this cute little dude, the signal gets interrupted and they lose it, and so then they're like frantically trying to track onto like the life form signature, and they accidentally capture the signature of a different creature and send that to Earth, and it is this terrifying monster that is xenomorph adjacent as well, but looks, it's got wings and like its head is a bit different shape. And then that thing, as you're strapped into these seats, like breaks out of the tube and is running all around the theater, and like the lights are going on and off and you're feeling breathing on your neck and all of that kind of shit. And it was very, very terrifying also. And the rumor was that was originally planned to be some sort of alien attraction that they weren't able to get the licensing for, so they modified it. They then further modified that ride because it was deemed way too scary for young kids into a Lilo and Stitch ride, where where Stitch gets teleported in, and then it's like he's like comically causing a mess in the theater as he's running around and belching in your ear, and then they pump in this like chili dog smelling something or other, and it's just scary for a different reason. But I love a knockoff xenomorph thing, like,
for sure.
It's so fun to watch. And like as kids, when we were going on that alien encounter thing at Disney, like it was just a xenomorph to us, like we were going on that because we wanted it to be as an alien, like a proper alien thing. So I love that this guy then like he's like, I don't know, I got all this stuff, like just a few changes. We'll just add an S onto the end, much like James Cameron did, and turn it into our own thing and tour it around Europe.
It does sound pretty cool, though. It does. Yeah.
I would have loved to see that as well. Like any version of this I could have gone to, I would have. But we can't have nice things in this country anymore.
That's true.
And again, I do blame Reagan.
I was just about to say, Reagan.
I tried looking up some of like the archived, like the websites about this thing, using the Wayback Machine. Not a whole lot of extra content out there.
No, not really. No, I tried to have a look myself. I found an original website for it, but it's so stuck in time.
Yes,
it's very basic.
Yeah,
not really a lot going on there.
Yeah, I was able to open the page about many original props found their way onto the Alien War set. The instrument and control panels, 2 seats from the dropship, sentry gun boxes, one of the Sulaco hypersleep chambers. So you are right.
Brilliant. That wasn't a fever dream.
Also used were original reflective Scotch light stickers from Hadley's Hope, which had been found at Pinewood Studios. That's pretty cool. And then they talk about Alien War has its own in-house workshop headed by Martin Astles, who has since gone on to work as an effects technician on such films as Event Horizon.
Oh, what
Hell
a film.
Yeah. That movie rules.
Yes, it does.
Oh, here's a nice picture of one of the alien suits. Like, yeah, these would have looked really good in the dark, but they don't look so hot in the light. I'm going to paste this into the Discord chat if you can see that. Might use this as the thumbnail. Might have a little cooler bot popping out from above them on the stairs.
Oh god, yeah. But that does look a lot like the Aliens one, doesn't it? It's cool though, isn't it? Look at that.
Oh, there's a link that says see tail. And then see original tail. I'm just going down a rabbit hole of, I'm not going to share all these images. You guys know what a xenomorph tail looks like. It looks like one of those.
I do know what a xenomorph tail looks like. That's correct.
That xenomorph kind of looks like he's on his fag break at work, like hanging down the alley behind.
Yeah. Just for all our North American listeners, he means a cigarette break. All right. I don't know.
That's correct.
Yeah. Just let's be very clear here.
British vernacular. Yeah.
Yes.
It means something very different.
I wish I had gotten to go to this. Kenny, if this thing was around when you were any age, but particularly 11 or 12, I know you weren't a Xenomorph fan an Alien fan until more recently.
Mm-hmm.
So pretend you were an Alien fan at the young age of 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
Would this be something that you would have been into? Close your eyes and imagine.
Come with me on a journey.
I mean, yes, because I do think this kind of thing is cool, but I probably wouldn't have wanted to go to it enough to like clear my schedule and save up the money and figure out a way to get there or pester my parents to take me or whatever. I would have been like, oh, that would be really cool to go do, but it would kind of be a hassle to get there, so I probably actually won't go.
Okay.
But I would want to, though. Yeah.
What if it was like a school field trip?
Then I would be all over that shit. I'd be forging permission slips so I could go multiple times, you know?
Nice.
We need someone out there to pick this up and bring it back, and not just bring back this one, but bring back do it with other films as well. Because can you imagine if they could do something like this with like The Thing?
Oh my god,
that's the one I'd be all over.
Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, go back to Fede Everest's video with the remote controlled face hugger. Yeah. You could do something like that with the head crawler thing from The Thing. Like, surely you could do that.
Sure,
that would be pretty cool.
I mean, you know, the version we get of this, as I was talking about earlier, like the Halloween Horror Nights, haunted houses, but those are all like 5-minute experiences. And I mean, you know, and long lines to do them. In terms of like a dedicated attraction, God, I would love something like that. I mean, I have done a few of those things. I've done like Texas Chainsaw Massacre houses and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. They're always fun. They should just be things that can happen year round. Honestly,
you could just like it could be like a Disneyland, but just, you know, every part of it is a different movie, and you know, you just like a horror Disneyland basically.
Yes, bring back the Terminator 2 Battle Across Time thing from Universal.
That's right.
Well, I suggest we start up a GoFundMe and get this thing off the road.
Sure, why not? We can do it.
We can do it.
Yeah, man. This is something I would have been all over as a kid, as an adult, even. Like if this were happening tomorrow, I would try to go do it. Honestly,
I think genuinely, if as an adult, I think I would go into it more scared than I was at that age, because at that age I didn't know what I was walking into. You know, I was like, I'm gonna go see some aliens. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'm gonna go see some aliens, and I'm really not okay with that.
That's an interesting question. So did you know what this was about as you were going to it? Did you know?
Well, no, because you didn't have things like the internet then. Do you know what I mean? Like it was all word by mouth. I think I found out about it on a poster.
Sure.
On you know, in the town centre kind of thing. So, you know, I knew nothing about it. All I thought it was, I'm going to see a Xeno, and that's pretty cool. And like, you could queuing up to go into it, you could hear the one before us, so you could hear the screams and the sheer panic coming from the people doing it, and you're just like, oh, what am I getting myself in for here? And then I knew nothing, not a thing, just that it was aliens, and I was desperate to see it. And
to be fair, that's probably the best way to experience it too.
Totally, yeah. Just
like what I mean, like going in now, I'd be like, nope.
Being in line, and you're just getting closer and closer to the front of the line, and you start hearing the screaming and the shouting and the alarms going off from inside, and you're like, Is the ride okay? Is is something going on for real in there, man?
Oh, did I leave the gas on? I've got to go.
Yeah. I love that they I'm sorry, I found another archived page just talking about the attraction that they sampled like all of the soundtracks and all of the sound effects and the gunfire and everything sampled from the movies. That's very cool.
There was some screes. There was definitely some screes.
Got some solid screes with a
Some
K,
solid
SKREES.
Yeah.
Some classics. God.
The scree.
I'm just the longer we're going, the angrier I'm getting that this is not something I'm going to get to go do. Honestly.
But it's like I say, it was amazing that we had it down here because we really don't get that kind of stuff down here. Not really. Like, I mean, so for us to kind of get it, it was like a little bit of a stolen gift, as it were. It was, but it makes sense. Like I say, London Pinewood Studios had all the bits.
Yeah.
So it did make sense. But yeah, it was like, haha, we got it, not you.
Pinewood Studios, they seem pretty game for like participating in stuff like this generally. Like,
they give stuff away all the time. Like you see, who's that famous guy who lives over there? He's got the Queen head that they borrowed for Resurrection. So he's got so much stuff, man. Like
Steven something.
I don't remember his name.
But he's got a lot, and that's just because he went down and he went, oh, can I have that? Or
he had the original Queen from Aliens and was able to provide it to the production for Alien Resurrection, right?
Yeah, that's right. And they painted it brown and gave it back to him, which I would have been miffed about. As a fan, I would have been, could you not put it back to its old blue-black stage? Yeah. Please.
Oh, Steve Radler.
That sounds familiar.
I think it's Steve Radler. Mm-hmm. But hey, if I'm wrong, my apologies to the hardcore alien collectors out there. And mother at crewexpendable.net. We love to learn on this podcast.
I'm sure someone in the Discord will have the answer.
So one last thing I want to ask you about, Tom, since we've got this episode won't be going out this coming week. It'll be coming out the following week. Does that give you enough time to draw a special thumbnail for this podcast of young Tom going through Alien War?
I will give it a good go, 100%. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm up for that. I'm up for a challenge. I'm still drawing the one that I don't want to give too much away, but the one that you asked me for.
Sure.
I've had some good ideas for that one.
I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but
no, that's fine. No, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I need something to draw. I always need something to draw.
I want young Tom with his Game Gear in hand walking through this thing as a
Scorpion
xenomorph.
Alien in pocket, all of that. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about Alien War aside from how awesome it is and how much we all want something like this to exist current day, even if Kenny won't go see it if it's
we'll drag him
more than a 10-minute drive.
We'll drag you out.
I would say my final thought on it is that it looks really cool,
yes.
But you already covered that when you're like, any final thoughts beyond the fact that it looked cool? And I was like, well, shit. That's what I was going to say.
Always stepping on your toes, eh?
Yeah.
He's really good at that.
I'm sorry, Kenny.
It's fine. I'll deal.
Yeah, I'll say anyone out there, I'm gonna link the videos to this thing in the description. I imagine they are more well lit than the actual attraction was, given that they wanted the cameras to actually capture some things.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that from the videos that I've seen, they're definitely lighter than how I remember it. It might be my memory playing tricks on me. Like I say, there's a few bits that was like, I swear it happened.
Well,
but
you were 11. It was
traumatizing. Yeah, I've been on drinks and booze and drugs and all sorts ever since.
Like, and it was 1990. It was 21 years ago. Am I doing that math right?
I'd rather not do the math because it would just make me feel old.
No, 31 years ago.
No.
Yeah, that sounds more right. Yeah.
What year is it?
We'll go with 21 because then that makes me younger. But yeah,
we'll forgive you.
Yeah.
We'll forgive you for not remembering everything, for not remembering every bit of your trauma.
30 years is a long time. It's
exactly
a very long time.
The way
sure is
it happened. But man, I wish I had gotten to do something like this.
I wish you guys had been able to do it.
Sure.
Because obviously with your support of the Alien movies and whatnot, like it just only seems fair that you got to experience it.
We had to do our own. I had to do my own version of this in the backyard with Nerf guns, and my imagination.
That's right.
We sure did a lot of that. A lot of taping flashlights to Nerf guns so we could play outside and pretend to shoot xenomorphs, and then lose all your darts, and then your dad runs them over with the lawnmower, and it becomes a teaching lesson about taking care of your toys.
That classic universal experience.
Sure.
Oh yeah. I was a bit of a nerd with my toys though. I did take very good care of my toys. Like I said, I still got all my Kenner aliens. I still got all my TMNTs, and I've still got all my real Ghostbusters as well. So
yeah, very cool.
Were the very pride my collection.
We definitely want to have you back on the show again to talk about the Kenner toy line when we get there. I know there's a lot of people who really love that toy line. My brother had a bunch of them also, so we might have to get like a roundtable discussion for those. But
they are
also
great toys.
Honestly, love to have you back on the show for basically anything.
I'm always up for it. Always up for it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming here to talk about your childhood trauma on a podcast.
It's good to get it out there. Now I can move on.
That's right. See, we provide a valuable service.
Yes.
You've basically been my therapist for the last however long. But yeah, I would just like to say thank you very much for having me on the show. And thank you very much for your show. You guys do a really good job.
Oh, geez.
Shucks.
A big fan of your show. Big fan.
Man, thank you so much. We try, you've seen behind the curtain now. You've seen how much effort goes into these things. So thanks for listening.
Always.
Why don't we shout out your Instagram again?
That is art_of_wantes.
Yeah, there'll be a link in the description. Go follow Tom. Go smash that heart on all of his drawings.
Literally every single one. Just go through his entire page and just hit it on everything.
Absolutely blow his phone up with notifications.
Please do, because I have no friends.
Yeah, well, hey, you got two right here, buddy.
Hey, oh, you guys.
All right, Kenny, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
I have a Letterboxd account. I have a Blue Sky account. I still have my Twitter account for now. My handle is @CYHOBBEZ. Neal, how about you?
Oh boy, you can find me on the internet at Final Neal. That's Neal with an A. Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, Twitch, Xbox, anywhere that I'm anywhere. It's at that username. Also, just want to say, I mentioned a show called the Play Along Podcast earlier. I recently did an episode of their show talking about Fallout 3. No,
I think you said it was New Vegas.
Fallout New Vegas and the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot for their Get Wrecked sub-series. And I also just recorded an episode with them for their ShameCube series about the Aquaman GameCube game, which was also released on the Xbox, if that matters to anyone.
Phenomenal game. Everyone should go out there and play it, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put
nothing
links.
But good reviews.
I'll drop some links to those in the episode description as well. If you want to go hear me talk about some non-Xenomorph stuff. Where were we? Oh, yeah, Kenny, where can people find our show on the internet if they want to?
Our Twitter account is @CrewExpendapod. Our Blue Sky account is @CrewExpendable. Our Instagram and our Threads accounts are @CrewExpendablePod. Our website is crewexpendable.net. Our email address is mother@crewexpendable.net. And finally, our YouTube is youtube.com/@CrewExpendable.
Yeah, go to our YouTube channel. Watch the replay of our Alien Isolation DLC stream from Alien Day.
Neal about pooped his dang pants.
I did.
Eyes as big as saucers. You can be forgiven. Like we said, it's a very scary game.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad I made it through. All right, we will be back to talk about something next time. We don't know what, but it will surely be alien related.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So until then,
stay frosty.